This feeling of loneliness is not the end. It's the beginning of a different journey. It's not a pit you fell into. It's a furnace you were pushed into. Have you ever felt completely abandoned? That feeling like you're screaming in a crowded room, but no one turns their head? The people you used to call close suddenly don't have time for you. The doors of opportunity you thought were guaranteed now slam shut in your face. The entire world seems to be whispering behind your back that you're not good enough, that you messed up somewhere. You feel like you don't belong, like you're wearing an ill-fitting suit to a party where everyone else matches. You try to smile, you try to blend in, but deep down, you know there's a disconnect. You feel like this is all just one cruel test that you are failing. But stop for a moment. Take a deep breath. Do not give in to despair. Do not believe the lie that you have failed. What you are experiencing is not a sign of failure. It is the sign that you are being prepared for something so much greater. Think about this. Has anyone who was truly chosen, anyone who truly carried a great destiny, ever had it easy? Not one. History does not record the stories of great men and women who were born on a throne and died celebrated without a single scar. On the contrary, the people who changed the world are almost always the people who were first rejected by it. They all had to endure a process that you cannot see from the outside. It is a grueling refinement process that happens in the dark. The silent battles fought at midnight, when it's just you and the fears screaming in your head. The night so long and lonely, you wonder if the sun will ever rise again. And the relentless trials that come, not to destroy you, but to force you to change, to train, and to become a stronger version of yourself, the version you could never become if you were still comfortable in the crowd. Why do you feel lonely? Why do you feel different? Because you are on the right path. This loneliness is the price of being chosen. Loneliness is life's most expensive and most brutal training ground. Many of us fear being alone more than anything. We would rather stay with the wrong people, work jobs we hate, than face the silence of being by ourselves. And here is why. Loneliness is not a random separation. Loneliness is where your real trials begin. In a crowd, you can hide your weaknesses. In solitude, everything is exposed. Have you ever wondered why the greatest figures in history all had to spend long seasons alone? Look at David. He didn't become a hero in the palace. He wasn't discovered at a party. He became the man we know because of the silent, suffocating battles in the pasture, when no one was watching. While his brothers were being celebrated, he was fighting lions and bears in silence. That is where he learned true courage. That is where he learned unshakable faith. There was no applause out there, only the roar of the enemy and the promise of God. And so it is with you. You are in your own pasture right now. You do not need a crowd cheering you on to become the person you were destined to be. In fact, you must learn to accept this loneliness, even to embrace it, because it is in that solitude that you are forged into a true warrior. When there is no one there to pat you on the back, you learn to stand on your own. When no one believes in you, you learn to trust the voice of God over the noise of the world. Solitude forces you to confront your real self, your weaknesses, your fears, your wounds, and it forces you to find strength from a source far beyond yourself. The crowd will give you temporary approval, but solitude will give you permanent strength. The crowd distracts you, but solitude focuses you. Do not run from the silence. Lean into it. Let it build you. Because what is forged in private will be celebrated in public. Do not give up when you feel abandoned. There is something very few understand. Every silence, every separation has a divine purpose. When God begins to separate you from toxic relationships, from opportunities that aren't right for you, you will start to feel something you've never felt before. Protection. It feels like surgery. The process is painful, but it is meant to save your life. People don't leave your life just because they don't like you. They leave because they cannot handle the weight of the destiny you carry. You are an eagle, and not everyone can fly with you on that journey to the mountain peak. Some people are meant for the valley. Some people cannot breathe at the altitude you're climbing to, and God loves you too much to let them hold you back. When God cuts off unhealthy relationships, it is the ultimate act of protection for you. He doesn't want you sidetracked by people who don't share your vision. God is helping you focus on a higher and further goal. Think of a fruit tree. For it to bear more fruit, the gardener must prune it. Pruning always hurts. The tree loses branches it thought were a part of it. But that pruning is proof that the gardener believes the tree has the potential for more fruit. Your loneliness is that pruning. God is removing what distracts you so he can reveal what develops you. And when you stop chasing what has left, when you stop crying over the doors that have closed, you create space for what is next. You cannot grab hold of your future if your hands are still clinging to your past. Let go. Trust the process. God will open doors you never even dreamed of. Doors far bigger and better than the ones that shut. This separation is not a loss. It is a realignment for a greater blessing. Remember this: before God reveals, he hides. Before God brings a person onto the main stage, he always hides them in the darkness. Do you ever feel like you're in a deep pit with no one to help, no one who sees you, no one who hears your cries? Of course, you feel forgotten, overlooked. But do not think this is punishment. On the contrary, it is a period of preservation. Joseph had massive dreams of power and leadership when he was young. But what was between the dream and the throne? A pit and a prison. He had to endure long, agonizing years of injustice, being forgotten and betrayed. But that pit and that prison were not punishment. They were preservation. Exposure too early can destroy a talent that isn't ready. If Joseph had been given power immediately, the arrogance of his youth might have destroyed him. But in prison he learned humility, patience, and total dependence on God. So it is with you. You may not understand why you have to go through this silence right now. You may feel it's unfair, like you've been left behind. But the key is this: God is protecting you. He is hiding you, like a polished arrow kept hidden in his quiver. You are not being forgotten. You are being aimed. God is forging you so that your character can carry the weight of the calling he has for you. Power in the hands of a person with a weak character is a catastrophe. So in this hidden place, learn. Learn obedience. Learn endurance. Learn to find your worth in God, not in human approval. And once he is done preparing you, once your character is strong enough, he will bring you out. And when that time comes, everyone, including those who once overlooked you, will have to see you in the light you deserve. Your waiting season is never a wasted season. It is your weapon. Loneliness is not decay. Loneliness is rebirth. The feeling of loneliness can make you feel weak. It can make you question everything about yourself. That is natural. But if you know how to use it, loneliness can become the very place where you grow the most powerful. Do not be afraid of the moments when no one is by your side. It is in those very moments that you will find your true strength, a strength that is not dependent on anyone or anything outside of you. The strongest people in this world are not the ones who are always surrounded. No, the strongest people are the ones who have learned to stand alone. They are the ones who have walked through the storm with nothing to hold on to, and they found the anchor deep within. They are the ones who learned to find faith, even when no one was there to encourage them. These trials in solitude are your golden opportunity to build the spiritual muscle, the endurance, and the focus that no crowd can ever give you. Remember the classic stories from the Bible. Jesus himself often withdrew to lonely places to pray. He left the adoring crowds. He even left his disciples to be alone with the Father. Even the Son of God had to face loneliness and use it as a place to recharge and reconnect. And if he needed it, you certainly do too. Your loneliness is an invitation to stop looking outward and start digging inward. This is the forge where endurance is born. When you finally come out of this winter of isolation, you will not come out the same. You will come out anchored, unshaken by rejection, and unmoved by praise. You know who you are, because you found out who you were when no one else was there. Loneliness is not failure. It's the opportunity to return to yourself. This is the final and most important reason. If you are feeling lonely, left behind, don't be sad. God is calling you back to yourself. It is time for you to find that deep connection with Him. When you have no one else to lean on, you finally learn to lean on God. When all the noisy voices around you are silenced, you can finally hear His powerful, still, small voice. In the quiet, your motives are purified. Your vision becomes clear. You will realize that everything you need to overcome this trial is already inside you. You just need to stop seeking approval from the outside and start listening to the voice on the inside. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. That stillness is not inactivity. It is intimacy. God removes the distractions so you can rediscover your direction. When you do that, everything changes. Loneliness is no longer a pain. It is a necessary preparation for you to step into your great journey. And when you step out, you will not just be a new person, but a person full of power, full of purpose, and walking in destiny, not in desperation. Do not give up. Even though everything around you might make you feel hopeless, remember that every time you stand firm in your loneliness, you are building your inner strength. The trials, the pain, and the failures are not the end. They are just the preparation for the greater things you are about to achieve. Believe that your time will come. Don't just wait. Use this time to grow, to pray, to learn. And when things change, when the light finally shines on you, the very people who left you behind will be amazed at your transformation, because you are chosen. If this message has touched your spirit, if you are in that lonely season right now, leave a comment. I am still standing. Let the world know that you are still on this path, never giving up. Because when you are chosen, nothing can stop your progress.